there YouTube, what's up? This is Dollface from Miss Bandwagon. Thanks for stopping by my channel, I appreciate it. Today we're going to be discussing the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. Now I know this book isn't old at all, it's actually from 2018, but it came as a recommendation from the people in my book club, and so I wanted to discuss it with you guys. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads.com, so if you want to stop by there and get a more in-depth understanding of my review and why I gave it that rating, feel free to click on the link in the description below and you can talk to me on there. But the reason why I gave it the review that I did was because I felt like it has so much promise and the premise was so much more exciting than it actually turned out to be. If I had to describe this book in layman's terms, I'd have to say it's like a dinner murder mystery, or it's like a live action Clue. It's more like a whodunit kind of situation. I understand that's like most horror mystery murder novels. I understand that. But this one is interesting in the sense that you are not just playing a single solitary character in trying to find out who done it, but rather you have to inhabit multiple bodies and live these people's days out to order to find out who killed Evelyn Hardcastle. So it's a very interesting idea that I don't think the author, he either wanted to put in as much as he possibly could, or he left too many loopholes and not enough closed ends. There was just too many open ends in the book. I just didn't really like how it dragged on for as long as it did. So the reason why I took 2 stars off of the out of 5 rating was because there were 2 major points that I really didn't like. The first is that there's too many symbolic artifacts that need to be kept track of while reading it. I would recommend that while you're reading the novel, you should have a notepad handy so that you can write down the actual name of the artifact, who it belongs to, why it's important, and who's going to be in possession of it and why. Because if you're also trying to follow along in solving this mystery, then you need to track the progress of these artifacts. For example, Sebastian Bell, one of the bodies that you're going to be occupying during your time in Blackheath, the mansion where the story takes place, he has a key that opens up a trunk full of drugs and narcotics. Now, you're going to have to enter into that same trunk as 2 different people at another time. And at this time, you, at another point in time, are supposed to occupy Sebastian Bell and distract him while you are opening the trunk in another body. You see how it's confusing? So you're making, it's kind of like a choose your own adventure, but it's strange because you have to manipulate the story that it works in your favor, but you're choosing your own adventure in a result that you have to have a predicted given outcome. I really wanted to understand what the author was trying to make us go through, and I really wanted to be there to see in my mind's eye what the chain of events was going on. I wanted to, at the end of this novel, say that I understand what happened and that if I solve the mystery, I understand why I solved it and how it happened. Which leads me to the second reason that I took off the 2nd star. When you find out who killed Evelyn Hardcastle, it's so stupid, it's so dumb, because like how you've been following along, you're trying to say, oh, it was you who did it, or it was you who did it. Kind of like when you're playing Clue. Was it the maid? Was it the butler? Was it Colonel Custard, or what was it? What was his name? Custard? Mustard? Whatever his name is. Is it that guy? And when you find out who it was, it's just like, where have you been for 415 pages? Mind you, there's 430 pages. So it's like, where have you been for 415 approximate pages? You have literally spoken your first line until now. So I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but I'm gonna just let you know that who you think is the killer and how she died is not true. It's not how it happened, it's not how it went down. So if you really want to get a good brain tease, and if you really want to like stretch your mind muscle, this is a good book for you. I just think that the author could have perhaps reduced the number of bodies and occupants that we had to go through in order to come to this conclusion. And I don't think that for as many occupants as are I don't think for as many bodies as we had to occupy, we didn't need to go into their direct backstory, only sticking to the facts because the facts are actually what help us, or we think may help us in solving the murder mystery. So this is The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton, released last year, 2018. Tell me what you think about it, or maybe if you're thinking of still reading it after my review. It's not that bad, but just let me know. Take care. Bye-bye.